is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Said with conviction.
Yes.
Welcome to DBL. It is Tuesday, July 7th. I'm Tori here with Al, and Lindsay joins us from home. How is everyone? We're all feeling good?
Yeah, you were talking like you couldn't
guys.
see either of us.
I know.
Are you out there, Lindsay?
Lindsay!
Are you okay? Walk towards my voice.
Tori, I think that we matched today.
We do, and Kiri was like, just don't wear anything blue, and then I showed up in blue. I'm such a terrible listener.
And I just want to tell Kiri, I know she's watching.
I thought this was on purpose.
I'm so sorry.
I switched my jacket out. She told me to wear like the pink kind of jacket, but it's just too big on me now.
So we're not listening. Kiri is our wardrobe stylist. We're in big trouble now.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Y'all do not listen.
Yeah, we did not listen. All right, let's get to the news. A lot of you are asking about coronavirus, and with more than 130,000 coronavirus deaths and U.S. cases nearing the 3 million mark, Dr. Anthony Fauci is sounding the alarm. So here is what he had to say about it. Take a look.
The current state is really not good. We are still knee-deep in the first wave of this. It was a surge or a resurgence of infections. Europe, the European Union as an entity, it went up and then came down to baseline. We went up, never came down to baseline, and now we're surging back up.
Never went down to a baseline. Remember that, folks. In the midst of the surge in cases, there are growing calls that schools reopen this fall, including from the president himself, who tweeted schools must open in the fall in all caps. Meantime, in Florida, which has seen its cases double from 100,000 to 200,000 in just 2 weeks, the Education Commissioner released a mandate that all schools must open in August. We also have breaking news that the president of Brazil, Bolsonaro, you remember about the Amazon fires and all of that. He is a friend of Trump. He has tested positive this morning for the coronavirus, and we wanted to get that out there. We're live. We'd like to give you the most up-to-date information. I feel like they're not listening to what I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, right? They're like, it's doubling. The schools are going to be worse. Our hospitals are at capacity in Florida. And they're like, open it. And I'm not trying to be like rude or snarky. I just don't get where the disconnect is between hearing that information, Lindsay, and taking that and doing something to save our citizens.
Right. I think look at the numbers. Like in Florida, I think 40 hospitals are at ICU capacity, and 90% of the other hospitals are almost fully booked with ICU patients. It's like, how can you say a month from now or 2 months from now schools should reopen and we don't have this handled? It's kind of like you don't want to put the teachers that might have health risks at risk, and you don't want to put any kids at risk of bringing it home to their parents. We have to figure out a solution for this, and they're not even enforcing face masks. So I guess I didn't expect anything much different with them saying schools should open, but I think we have to protect people before we try to protect anything else.
Yeah, I agree with you. And Al, you've always said this, the plan. I'm not trying to be political. If you're a teacher, please write in and let us know if you'd want to be back. You were a teacher. Would you want to go back to school, Al?
Absolutely not. It's so interesting. You know what, Lindsay, like every time that it comes up to be voted on if the teacher should get an increase in pay, everybody, we don't have money. You guys get the summers off. Hey, there's a school shooting. Hey, will you guys take some gun courses and start shooting back? Hey, there's a corona outbreak. Hey, why don't you throw a mask on and go risk yourself? It's so interesting that we ask so much of our teachers day in to get there before school starts for parent-teacher conferences, work during the day, do homework at night, work over the summer.
Buy your own supplies.
Buy your own supplies, and then get that credit. Don't forget, that was taken away. That was a move that really no one talked about. And then at the same time, also arm yourself, and on the weekends, learn how to shoot back at potential school shooters. And if you have time, brush up on your immune system, make sure that you're healthy, because you're going to be going into a petri dish. So it's so interesting. We ask the people that we pay the least to do the most.
Yeah, the essential workers in some respect. If you're a teacher, and I know a lot of you, and someone wrote in about your handkerchief. We're going to talk about Al's handkerchief in a second. But if you are a teacher, we love hearing from you. Please write us in and tell me if you would feel comfortable going back in. Again, I don't want to make this political. It's about lives. It's really about lives. All right, so moving on, speaking of the government, who benefited from the government's small business lending program meant to keep the businesses open all around the nation? Let me explain a little bit. The Treasury Department just released its list with some unlikely names on there that got lots of money, including celebrities like Kanye West.
Oh, thank God.
He really needed it, didn't he?
I was worried.
Just an influx he needed.
You call me every night at 1 o'clock in the morning. Al,
yay!
Is the Kanye clan going to be okay? And I'm like, Tori, I'm going to have to talk you off the ledge again. He'll be okay.
You're so tired of it. His Yeezy brand, got between $2 to $5 million. He's fine. Meantime, another one I'm worried about, the Khloe, the Kardashian, her denim brand, Good American, received between $1 and $2 million. Some large chain restaurants like TGI Fridays and P.F. Chang's China Bistro. I didn't know that's the full name, by the way.
No one does.
No one knew it was.
If you're going in there, it's your last resort. That place stinks.
I think that's rude.
That place stinks. It's overrated. It's
me,
regular Chinese food on a square plate.
And the service isn't great.
You're not full. Yeah, your dessert's in a shot glass.
And
Why
it's
is
like
this $37?
No, you're right. It is
okay.
Well, they also got big loans.
Lindsay, you know I'm right. Stop making that face.
She knows.
Listen, I quite enjoy P.F. Chang's, but I know that I'm petty, so whatever.
You know, PF stands for pretty fair.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Man.
All right, now I'm getting sued. They both get between $5 and $10 million. Another unlikely business was to receive the money was the Girl Scouts. Al's favorite. So more than 30 chapters.
We need to give that some context because that sounds really creepy.
That sounds really bad. Hold on. Let me read this and then explain. More than 30 chapters received funds with the Girl Scouts of Montana and Wyoming, which you know they need, getting between $350,000 and $1 million. Okay, tell us why you speak out about this in your set. Your comments.
Yes, I talk about this, and Lindsay, I'm going to talk quickly, and I want to know if you agree or disagree. My only issue with the Girl Scout cookies, I think it's a good thing, but I'm like, where's the money?
Yeah.
They don't pay taxes. They have no commercial real estate. They don't advertise.
They don't need investing.
Where's the money?
Yeah.
They don't pay their employees. Where is the money? So now they're getting this big influx of money.
The money is going to the bakers of those delicious cookies.
To the bakers? Really? Is that your defense? The bakers, the imaginary bakers?
We get the money.
It's just a regular cookie, and they have no overhead expenses, and no one knows why.
It's not a regular cookie. Thin Mint is not a regular cookie. It's delicious.
We've figured out mint, Tori, in this country.
Thin, though.
Okay.
It's thinner.
You're right. It is thin.
It's not as big. It's thinner. Yeah, write us in if you think this is outrageous.
Where's the money?
Where's the money?
Just don't write it down. Send me a link of where the money is.
I want to say that I don't think that we should want big businesses to fail either. So like P.F. Chang's has a bunch of franchisees that are people like you and I that decided to buy a franchise. So as long as we see where that money is going, if it helps smaller business owners that own franchises, then that will be helpful. Like if Kanye is giving it to employees that are working for him, it doesn't have to come out of his pocket. You know what I mean? Hopefully these people are getting help, and there's still $120 billion waiting for small businesses to apply for, and I know a lot about it because I have a small business. So, you know, it's still there, and I think that the first round failed miserably. A lot of people got upset, and that was the data that was released today. But there is a second round where they tried to make up for it, and people should apply again.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Of course, she comes in as like the mature one, and she's absolutely right. There is more money to go around.
Wait, and I want to say,
what?
It's Blackout Tuesday, so I did buy a lot of black businesses. I bought Black Girl Magic wine. I bought a black notebook, also paper. So support black business today, okay? Because today is Blackout Tuesday.
Speaking of, Linz, take a look at the handkerchief we were speaking about. Go ahead, Al.
Pocket Squares. This is from Van City Pocket Squares. They are a minority-owned business in Canada, and this guy was a construction worker. And at night, he'd like to dress up but he wanted to have something kind of casual to wear. So he started hand stitching his own pocket squares, and now he has his own company.
It's brilliant.
And actually, Kiri, our wardrobe stylist, yesterday texted me during the show, like, where'd you get that from? I sent her the link, and so she sent me a couple more to get. So
spread the money. These earrings are from a woman who works at a what do you call it? A fairground?
Yeah, a fairground.
You know, a flea
market?
Okay. Yes.
It's
and,
1901.
And viewers write me, and I get them the earrings through her. Like, I'm kind of helping her out. We met, we hugged. There's pictures on my Instagram.
Great. You're a middleman for earrings. Let's move on.
A very popular social media platform, TikTok, which is used by more than 26 million Americans, may be in trouble. The U.S. is considering a ban on the company over fears of spying by the Chinese, or that's according to the Secretary of State. Now, if you don't know, now you know. TikTok is famous for its viral videos, including popular cooking demonstrations, makeup tutorials, and of course, tons of dance videos. Lindsay, we want to get your take. Al has a theory on why TikTok might be banned. Go ahead, Al.
My theory is this: TikTok and the stands from K-pop humiliated the Trump campaign in Tulsa, buying up tickets that they know that they were never going to use,
rally.
which gave him an empty-looking arena. And I feel like this is direct retribution to the way that for them doing that. There's no, like everybody knows that all these social media sites spy on you. You start talking about a trip to Florida, you start getting ads for Fort Lauderdale.
I thought that was just a coincidence.
Yes, we all know that they all listen, so let's not act like TikTok is the only one doing this.
I am just worried very quickly, and let us know what you think, Linz, very quickly, that China is spying. Obviously, that's an issue, but do you think Al's theory has any water, holds water?
I don't know, Al. We got to talk about this later.
Okay.
Really? You don't see a connection there?
I do.
The humiliation, now TikTok's bad? Come on.
We'll be right back.
Come on.
Come on. Welcome back to DBL and the correct camera. Well, Halle Berry is apologizing
Cleveland.
considering playing a transgender man in an upcoming film. So the actress discussed the possibility of taking the role during an Instagram Live with hairstylist Kristen Brown, but the comment was hit with instant criticism. The makers of Disclosure documentary, a film which looks at how Hollywood depicts trans people, called Halle out, saying non-trans actors playing trans roles have major cultural consequences off screen. Halle then posted this. It's her own apology this morning, saying she never should have considered taking the role and that the transgender community should have the chance to tell their own stories. But now some fans have come to her defense, saying she should not have apologized, adding that, quote, acting is experiencing. First of all, that's super trippy line. I like it. I got to be super honest with our audience here, and Lindsay and Al. I don't know where I stand on this. I think that transgender people should play non-transgender roles and transgender roles. But as we were talking earlier about like Daniel Day-Lewis in My Left Foot or Boys Don't Cry with Hilary Swank, some great performances have come out of that. I want to know what people think and learn from you guys. Lindsay, do you have a strong opinion on this one?
I mean, I think you have to, it's an ostracized group, right? So you need to give them a chance to play their own roles. So I think Halle Berry was right to apologize. It's like Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra. You know, it didn't make sense to people that were of Egyptian or African descent.
Right.
You know, you have to keep in mind that if these roles are not often given to the people who are supposed to be portraying, then you have to make space for them to do those things. And then we can have a larger conversation about who can be playing those roles for the acting experience and working on their craft.
That's fair. Al, do you agree?
I agree.
I agree. Well said. You won that one.
My side profile agrees.
Your side profile.
I wanted a
also.
conversation. What's going on here?
We got to move on to this one, and I do have a feeling on this one. Your side profile is getting a lot of camera time. Tom Hanks gave his first interview since recovering from the coronavirus. Tom spoke to Hoda Kotb on the Today Show about how people need to take the virus more seriously. Remember, he had it with his wife. Take a look.
Well, you know, traffic accidents kill an awful lot of people too. That's traffic accident happens because a lot of drivers aren't doing their part. You know, they're not using their turn signals. They're driving too fast. They're not paying attention to their environment. I don't know how common sense has somehow been put in question in regards to this.
Wow, interesting. Tom and his wife, Rita Wilson, were diagnosed in March while in Australia. Tom said the pandemic is similar to what people experienced during World War II in that everyone has to do their part, including wearing masks. It's rare for Hanks to be not the Woody, to be the captain now.
I have a quick thought on this, and I don't know how much time we'll have, but I just think that it's now an industry to get people to question. You look at these podcasts where guys are smoking joints and like, what if it's really the government doing this? You turn on certain, you turn on George Soros, you turn on certain news organizations, certain Twitter followers, everybody's, well, they're trying to control you, and like people hear this every day, and they start to believe in these conspiracy theories when it's just wear your mask. What would this have been with the polio vaccine years ago? Don't let them put it in you. They're going to get your... I'm just glad that some of these things were able to happen before the internet, because the internet has just allowed these people to get together and flat earth this up into here we are now.
I appreciate you saying it's an industry. I think that's totally right.
It's an industry.
Lindsay talked too much during that whole segment, so we will get to her later. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
Coming up on DBL, Brandon catches up with 2 stars from the HBO Max series Doom Patrol, why their show is the kind of summer escape we need, coming up next. I agree with you, Al. Welcome back to DBL. The Doom Patrol is a group of super-powered misfits fighting for a world that has nothing to do with them. Now the group is back again to save the world. Brandon caught up with some of the cast of the HBO Max show in today's DBL Spotlight.
Hey, what's going on?
Did you know that Niles is dying?
Well, we're all dying.
How old are you exactly?
139.
Dear God, he's pregnant. practically dead.
Oh boy, here come the waterworks.
Diane Guerrero and Javan Wade, co-stars of the HBO Max series Doom Patrol. First and foremost, thank you for joining DBL.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so you guys play superheroes on TV, but in real life, you both have been on the front of the fight for social injustices. Diane, with you, it's immigration reform. Now, can you please tell me what was going through your head when you first heard the decision from the Supreme Court to uphold DACA?
It was a relief, really, because a lot of DACA recipients were going to lose that status, something that was so very precious to their livelihood, and to take it away would have been so reckless. And I'm so glad that our Supreme Court was on the right side of history on this one. And now I think it's just finding a more permanent solution.
Javan, you've been all over social media attending the Black Lives Matter movement rallies. So how do you continue to inspire change?
For me, it's about doing my part. I think if everyone kind of looks within and just says, what can I do, and understanding that nothing is too small. I think unity has been shown throughout this whole process, and the fact that we've come together and united, and I feel like this is now what's been happening this time around, and we're seeing change, we're seeing justice being served, and I think that now we just have to keep going, and I will keep doing my part in helping to keep that train moving forward.
Absolutely, and I applaud you both for the work that you do, and let's keep this fight going for sure.
You think I'm here to fight crime with you?
Yes!
Booyah.
All right, guys, there are so many DC comics out there. Which makes this one so different, but still fit into the DC Universe brand?
Doom Patrol is, a new addition, and is very, very different to anything that has been seen before. And I think that, the weird, the wonderful, the wackiness of this show, and having characters or having superheroes in which view themselves as anti-heroes, as, not only are they anti-heroes, but they are anti-hero. They don't want to, take what is usually a gift to most superheroes. They're actually pushing back on that gift and saying, I don't want this, I don't want to deal with this, because it's essentially a trauma, it's traumatic.
Very interesting. Diane, we know you from your roles from Jane the Virgin and Orange is the New Black, but in Doom Patrol you play Crazy Jane, a superhero with multiple personalities and powers. So what was it like getting ready to play this character?
Well, really, I had to explore some of my own personal traumas and see how that would apply to a character this complex. And we are all so complex. And I think that figuring out how to be the superhero of your own mind and taking control of your actions and how that relates to the world is what's really going to make the difference for your life and others. And I think our show does that beautifully.
All right, thank you guys. Season 2 of Doom Patrol is out on HBO Max and DC Universe. Diane, Javan, thank you for joining Daily Blast Live.
Thank you.
So much.
Come to get a good night's sleep during a summer heat wave. Don't go away.
Promotional consideration.
Welcome back to DBL. Woo! Summer heat wave is making its way through the nation this week, and it will likely impact your sleep. So we're chatting about it in today's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by SoClean. The National Weather Service says we are in for a hot, dry spell that could last up to 2 weeks. They expect roughly 84% of the U.S. population to hit highs above 90 degrees. So we all know it's hard to sleep in the heat. Here are some tips. During the day, keep your windows and curtains closed. It'll stop the heat from coming in. Try sleeping in PJs made of natural fibers like cotton. They have moisture-absorbing properties that keep the sweat off your body. And lastly, unplug or turn off all your unnecessary electrical devices. They generate a lot of heat. That means TVs, laptops, and even light bulbs. For more ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-227-5681. I sleep naked when it's hot.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Came out firing fastballs. I wasn't ready for that. That was a lot.
That came out like really aggressive. I was just saying that's an option too.
I was just going to suggest taking a shower right before you got to go to bed.
Sorry. Yeah. Lindsay, save me with your Susan
Please,
Granger.
Lindsay.
Lindsay's mother has a message for you, Al, and I love Mrs. Granger. Lindsay, what is the message?
My mom has a text for you, Al.
Okay.
My mom said, Al, in addition to the pocket square, you look fantastic. I clearly noticed the weight loss, and I'm so inspired. Please tell me your secret.
Oh,
Susan
first of all,
Granger.
tell your mom I love her. I talked to her. You gave me the phone. She is the most personable human being. I understand how we get wonderful Lindsay from her incredible mom. I love you.
Too.
Text me. I'll send her all my workout stuff.
Thank you so much, Susan. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. We love you, Lindsay.
Love you, Lindsay.
Bye, guys.